There's a saying, there's a face only a mother could love, but like all good humans, it's what counts on the inside. So in this video, let's forget about the looks and see what's going on in there, because that's where this car is particularly special. If you haven't hit subscribe yet to the channel, please do. Don't forget to hit the notification, the bell button, whatever you want to call it, because then you'll know when I've done a new video. So this car starts from €23,000. You can get it in a 7-seater. It has 3 individual seats in the middle row, all with Isofix. Yeah, thought I'd get your attention with that. So let's check it out. It's a van by design under here, but inside it's actually a very interesting car that it has been designed to be for passengers. Over the right hand side, where you release the boot normally, is this part, the glass panel that opens and you can reach into the car, because the normal boot is actually quite heavy, and I'll explain more now just as you're looking at this. So normal size boot is here. It's actually quite a big shelter because it's pretty long. So for people that maybe aren't as strong, or just you don't want the hassle of opening that, or maybe you're in a car park and there's a wall right up against the car, you'll be able to still get into the boot for luggage and stuff via that glass panel. It's a bit of a lifesaver. You do get cargo nets that hold things down. There's even seat belty things on them. There's actually 2 seats in this. So around the back here there's extra seats. 2 in fact. This is the one up, this is the one that's down. Little clampy bit here that you can clip, and a further bit on the inside of the seat, and you can actually take these out, so they're totally removable. Maybe you don't always need the extra seats, but your kids might have friends that you need to shop around sometimes. Obviously take them out, you get a much bigger boot, which to be fair has a light and a 12-volt socket over there, and little cargo-y hold-on-y things here, and some little hooks here, so it's all right. Now if you put the middle row seats back, it's something ridiculous, like 1,400 litres or something the size of the boot. It's ginormous, but just to prove it I'll show you. Now all the area is flat and it's bloody huge. Well, it would be. It's a van made for passengers. Right, so like we really are talking a lot of room in here. There's your middle row seat belt, and that has 2 buckles on it, particularly for securing child seats. Don't forget there's 3 individual seats in the back if you go for the 7-seater model, and they're all Isofix. I don't know where else you'll get a car for €23,000 with 3 Isofix seats. Click, click. Is that meant to be that easy? Wow, Opel, you have impressed me there. There's also no transmission tunnel whatsoever in the back, so your third passenger really is comfortable with loads of leg room. Okay, maybe it's not as big as I thought it was, but you could swing your legs to the side or something. But either way, like you could definitely manage it for a while. Probably. There's never any glamorous way to do this, I'm afraid. Ridiculous amount of space here. You can get an optional glass sunroof, which has a kind of centerpiece the whole way along in the middle of the car, and you can store stuff in that. And then it even has, this doesn't have it now, but it has like airplane bins in the back that you can pop out and keep toys in. So there's more sockety bits in here. It's just so big and vast, and because there's no transmission tunnel, there's tons of leg room. Picnic tables here. You feel like you've got actually a bit of room between you and your other passengers. There's flory flaps down the bottom. You can hide things away from in there from scrotes, which is always good. There's no USB charging as such back here. There are tons of other ones in the front of the car. I'll explain more in a minute. But charging aside, there's loads of storage. It's not cramped, and that's the main thing for passengers on long journeys, that they actually have a bit of space. And if they do have an iPad or whatever charged up, they can use the picnic trays to hold your iPad once you're on the move. Pretty good. The sliding doors, they're not light. Bit of practice, you should be able to hoosh them. This is kind of embarrassing. And then they are reasonably easy to open. You can lock them from opening from the front. Driver's button keeps them acting the Mickey to obey. And I'm not sure if you can see this, but if you go for the child pack, you get little removable sun visors. Have you subscribed to the channel yet and hit that notification bell button? Have you? Really light to open, particularly from the outside, and you can jump on in. Little kids, your own kids obviously, because that would be a bit weird. It's not a van. Yeah, seating position is a bit higher. It's very clear though, because you've got tons of windscreen. I really do mean tons. As I mentioned, there's storage up here, so you can hide lots of things in here. You know, legal things, but books, tablets, your lunch, anything you want. Anything you want at all. It's functional, it's plastic, it's harsh everywhere. It's not really the point though. You get two decent armrests here, one for your driver's side, passenger, lumbar support in both. Heated seats around the side of the seat. It's a weird place to have it, but they work, so does it really matter? You have a decent enough tablet style display here. As I pull at it, it kind of moves a bit. There's a USB connection there. There's one in the glove box as well. There is one somewhere else. There's a 12-volt charger down there. There's a plug, a 3-point pin plug down the left-hand side of that. If you want to bring this car with you and you've nowhere to have a brew, well, you can bring a kettle with you. All you need is water. Unfortunately, Opel can't supply the water, but everything else, they give you the power to do it. So it's very clear, as I mentioned. You get the heads-up display, normal car-style steering wheel, air conditioning here, it's dual climate control. Glove box is big. There's two kind of storage area bits here that don't really make much sense, because there's no decent lip on it to stop things sliding around as you're driving. Like a lot of the cubby holes are kind of useless. There's a bottle holder here, but it's not really going to hold any sort of a big bottle holder. The door bins could definitely be bigger. They're not carpeted, so you put anything in there, it slides around, wrecks your head. That's annoying. There are lots of storage area bits. The best one I think is underneath here, where you can put your phone and stuff, and that doesn't slide around. So this is an 8-inch touchscreen. You can touch it for your nav, for zooming in and zooming out and controlling lots of things. It gets Android and CarPlay as standard. Get those options. You don't need to plug it in. Well, you can plug it in for that, but also it'll stream Bluetooth as well. I've seen some people in the UK complain about the fact that the rear windows only pop out like an old two-door car. Not the case for the Irish version. You get electric, adjustable and controllable windows, which you can stop rear people opening from your driver's controls here, as well as your electrically adjustable mirrors. And there's even a child lock turn on and off bit here for drivers, which is very handy, and not a lot of cars have that yet, but it's a really good feature and it just gives you peace of mind if you are driving with kids in the back. If you go for the optional parking pack, it gives you additional sensors for parking, including the bird's eye view. I don't know how that works, but it's so good. It really does help, particularly with the car. It's quite long, it's quite wide. You do need to know that you're not going to hit something behind you, and that really helps, particularly parking between the lines and without hitting walls. It's good for that. Then you can get winter packs. One of the biggest optional extras you can get actually is metallic paint. That is a €600 optional extra. If you don't need that, well, you're going to save a few quid. Something else that has been bugging me a little bit is there's no bar in typical sense underneath the passenger seat to adjust the passenger seat back and forward. You've got to do a little handle on the side. You can do that for the driver's seat, of course. That's just your standard back and forward, and there's height adjustability on it as well. And how far at the back, it's all done with kind of cheapy feeling plastic controls by and large, but it's fine. And obviously the steering wheel is also adjustable down the bottom, so you can adjust that as you need to do it as well. You can also operate most of the controls, including the heated steering wheel if you get the winter pack from here, the speed limiter and the cruise control. There are little areas where, you know, plastic should meet plastic and it doesn't. Little touches like the child pack are good. They give you an extra mirror there. You can keep an eye on the kids, magnified. So that really makes sure you can keep an eye on them and see who is digging who in the back. This front seat folds fully flat. Gives you an extra storage area, or in fact, somewhere that you could actually just lie flat in. If you want to leave a comment below and say how ugly the car is, that's okay, it won't be offended. But if you are interested in something that for reasonable money can get a very big family around in, then you should stay watching this video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now would be a great time to do it, and hit the notification button so you see. That was a wasp. Where was I? Hopefully you'll hit the notification button for next time I do a video. You get a little pop-up notification on your phone. Yeah, I know, but you're not going to look at the outside. You'll be in the inside driving it. You're not even going to forget about the outside. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The seating position is not quite high enough to be crossover height, but it's certainly different enough that you don't for a second think you're behind the wheel of a standard car. So you're sort of in that small van seating position, bigger wing mirrors on your left and right, visibility aids in more places than you would get in a standard white van setup. Now the car isn't particularly exciting to drive. This version is the 1.5 diesel. It's 100 brake horsepower. 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour is nearly 13 seconds. It's not going to win awards for performance. However, the fuel economy is pretty impressive. It's between 5 and 6 litres per 100 kilometers. That's in urban driving, motorway driving, stop-start driving. It doesn't really change. So it's a very, very economical engine. It's also got low road tax at €200. Now as I go over some ramps here, obviously you can feel yourself going over the ramps. However, it is very sympathetic towards bends. Now, as I try to take that turn, you know, the thing is really going to lean over to the left or right. But going over that bump, as much as you get jolted around, the suspension is very, very forgiving. Now this design here, it's actually on the outside of the car. It's like a rubber strip for holding the window into place. But here it creates a blind spot of sorts. Not the biggest thing in your line of sight, but it is there. And if there was something just right there, it might make it a little bit more difficult to spot. There is also a heads-up display that flips up from a screen in the dashboard, and that again displays your speed limit for the actual road you're on. If you're breaking the speed limit, the red speed sign will start flashing at you, and it has your lane departure lines guiding you also on that heads-up display. Things you don't really expect in a car for the price. Frontal collision avoidance, blind spot in your mirrors, lane departure, and all the usual things like ESC come on this car. There's disc brakes all around. Diesel is something that people are a little bit nervous of at the moment. If you were driving a car like this though, diesel is quite possibly the one to go for. Not the most exciting car to drive, granted, but it does so much more for a car that is designed to bring families around. And that is where you really won't be able to go wrong with the Combo Life. Not to mention the price, which is pretty acceptable in anybody's money. If you have a question about this car and some of the features it has, maybe there's something you saw and you just want to know a bit more about it, leave a comment below. Hit subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification as well, so you'll get an actual pop-up on your phone next time I do a video. And thank you for watching this one. It's something different, not going to be for everybody, but the Combo Life is a car that offers an awful lot of solution to families that have a few kids. I'll see you on the next episode.